Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. We're back with Shane.
Zack.
We're back here with Attack on Titan Season 1, Episode 11. Last episode we had a conversation between the crew and Pixis. Yeah. Pixis is an understanding guy, unlike Chris Sabat.
He's definitely forward-thinking.
Yes.
He's able to think outside of the box and not be limited to just fears and experiences.
We talked about friend dynamics, we talked about bolo ties, and we did talk about the cellar. We need to get there. Aaron's starting to remember that the answers are there. I'm not sure if we'll get there in this episode. We'll find that out. Also, we were wondering if will Aaron be able to use his powers, do you think?
Yeah. How many fucking seasons is this show?
You know what I mean? I'm not going to confirm or deny. You're not an idiot. Let's just say that right now. But, we'll see if we get any of those answers in this episode. And, guys, make sure you come back for the post-discussion. That's when we really break it down. If you want to support us on Patreon. We have full-length, 2 weeks early access, and full-length uncut. Most people say, go to Patreon for uncut. We say full-length. Full-length is uncut reaction. And
uncut sounds cooler. Go to Patreon for uncut.
It's going to be uncut, X-rated. Go.
Dude, he's operating on emotion. He's pissed that she's there. Quit mothering me. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I don't think you're far off. I think you're pretty much on the point, coupled with the fact that he doesn't know exactly what he's doing yet. Yeah. It might be hard for him to, like you said, he's operating kind of just on emotion and a lack of control in general. He's not like a trained Gundam pilot, unfortunately.
No, he's not. Hell, even those weren't always trained. Think of a Muro Ray.
One thing you said, I think this episode is going to be one big speech. Unfortunately, you were kind of right.
Yeah.
I liked most of the stuff we saw, and we're building and we're building. It's not a lot of action. There's a couple cool moments I really liked. That one guy who had a kind of a more unique design. He kind of looked like a little more Hispanic, I guess. He had like the facial hair. He's a guy. He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna."
Son, his daughter. Sorry.
Yeah, he had envisioning his daughter getting in, which is terrifying.
Yeah, and he's like, "Okay, nope." And
yeah.
It does an about face and decides he's going to help.
Yeah, I think Pixis understood, it's really
It's unorthodox.
I think he understood, like, I'm going to embolden these people and give them the freedom to choose to fight instead of forcing them to, and it's going to embolden them to be brave.
Also, there's you mentioned before, the power of shame.
Yeah.
Like John Keegan wrote about soldiers in the U.S. Civil War. Like, a lot of them enlisted because they'd be ashamed to be the guy that stayed behind.
Yeah.
So they enlisted.
Yeah.
So it's the same way. Like, they'd be ashamed to go home.
Yeah, you go home to see your daughter, but what if the Titans broke through and then your daughter got eaten anyway?
Yeah.
Because they just...
You weren't there to fight, that you're just going home because it's for you and not for her, so to speak.
So, that's pretty much what I got. In terms of, like, the cellar, we didn't get there yet, but maybe we'll get there soon with, hopefully Aaron can get his shit together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of lives on the line here. There was that one long diatribe while they were running for 40 seconds, and he's like, got it! You know what I mean? A lot of people on the line, we know each other, it's for kids, people are going to die, it's for you, you know what I mean? Yeah. They're not just soldiers, they're people.
It's just running alongside of him.
Yeah.
Like, just giving him a fucking bitch session.
Yeah, and he's like, I got it! Yeah, Pixis is unorthodox, but I think he has a different way of doing things, but he has a way that I think is pretty effective.
Well, you have to be ingenuitive.
Yeah.
To overcome them. If you've been fighting a losing battle for 100 years with these things, people are afraid of some ingenuity. Why? Because it's just not what you're used to.
But we do know that, like, in the past 100 years, like, the story is, these people with history, we've been fighting these things off and we erected these walls. Like, how do you feel technologically? I mean, obviously, we're in a losing battle, it feels like.
They haven't gotten a lot done in 100 years. They have not been very innovative. They have not been very productive.
They have not been very... I will say, I do think the ODM gear is probably the best thing to come out of these people.
Yeah.
But, like, the Titans are such a force, like, with their technology.
Yeah, you think you'd come with some bigger guns by now or something. Like the fucking Germans did in World War I and World War II. They come with these fucking humongous railway-mounted cannons. They could shoot for fucking miles.
For their technology to evolve along the point to where they would get bigger guns.
They would, you'd think so.
But maybe it's also, like, we do know, like, we can't...
Imagine, like, if you just had a gun that fucking big, where you blew up, like, half the fucking Titan, and then while it was reforming...
Just go, ah!
Then you hack its fucking nape.
Well, that is a strategy, is to make them fall down and get them their nape.
I know.
The cannons they have on the walls that shoot down, that does kill them. I guess from what I understand, it's just not something that
the cannons
is effective.
They're not, like... nearly the range as artillery shells. Like, not the same. It's not really the same. It's still artillery, but it's not the same kind of artillery that I'm talking about. I just think that after 100 years, these people, like, you think about the United States after 100 years after the Civil War, we were fucking in the Korean War.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
So
it is crazy.
Think of how much technology advances.
Well, it's interesting. Just after the Chinese, like, they discovered gunpowder, and then it was like technology didn't evolve for 1,000 years, and we had gunpowder, and then it evolved in like 300 years.
Humanity, though, and that's probably what's going on here, was locked into traditional archetypes that did not allow for advancement.
One thing I want to ask is, this is like a monarchy, obviously. What other type of government do you think is like do you think this is? You know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's obviously
like
not really a democracy.
I don't know, because like Russia, Imperial Russia.
Yeah. I'm
pretty sure they still had a diet. It was like a Congress that represented other things. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you know, Palpatine had one of those too.
We eventually absolved it.
Yeah.
So
they got less and less power.
Dissolved it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not absolved.
Yeah.
Talking to the microphone.
He wasn't absolved.
Dissolved.
Yeah.
He dissolved the Senate.
Permanently. Yeah.
So, but I thought that at least at some point, at least turned like maybe Nicholas, the one with Anastasia, the one the fucking Reds killed, slaughtered, not just killed. That family, I think the diet existed at least by then. So you might imagine that there could be some kind of representation.
Well, yeah, it reminds me of like 1920s Russia here.
Well, or like England.
Yeah.
Not that it reminds me of it, but England had
Parliament.
Yeah. They had a parliament even with the king.
Yeah.
So and they still do, but now the king becomes king and queen. Queen just now, is a figurehead, but I figure here.
But it's a prime minister who makes a lot of decisions.
Yeah, but here I imagine.
Well, there's a king, but he's got people. For me, I keep thinking the parallels like all the farming land is lost. Die for king and country, or you'll be killed.
Well, and Pixis is right too. I mean, we're gonna not just lose who we lose to the Titans today, or if they could break in, but all the people that have to be sacrificed in order to sustain some part of the civilization. Because the losses just will be a domino effect.
Yeah, and like I don't know if Pixis is like representative of like how they normally run things. He's just
probably not, but like there have been generals and commanders like that throughout times. I mean, even like Rommel in World War II for Germany, like he didn't like capture Jews and send them off to their deaths. He actually tried to uphold some honor of what he had thought of Germany.
That's pretty interesting.
But then he was part of a plot to kill Hitler and was ordered to commit suicide.
In the new canon, stormtroopers love serving under Vader.
Well, probably because he's mindful of.
He admired soldiers.
Yeah,
he led from the front, and he did as Vader too, for the most part.
Heroic leadership.
So like it's like Palpatine and like Tarkin are saying, no, you're going to be here. They're going to be there. You know what I mean? Anyways, this is a long post talk. I really liked it, but we got to move on. Big question is, will Aaron be able to lift that big fucking rock? We don't know. We'll see. Hopefully in the next episode. Guys, thank you so much for watching a reaction. If you like us, you want to support us, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Hit that thanks button at the bottom. And really leaving a like and a comment below and subscribing really helps. So thanks a lot, and hope you're enjoying the show.